Yo, welcome back to the channel everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. Long time no see. I guess we could say in front or behind the camera. I've been doing a lot of little other videos, but we're back to kind of our regular scheduled stuff. And today we're going to be talking about something real quick, but they're going to be, I guess we could call them, they're going to be more so like a monogram video. So these are going to be chips that you were basically, or how would I put it? So putting this into perspective, back in the day with companies like Paulson, Christy Jones, TR I'm sure with Borland, and I'm sure with ASM and all kinds of other chip manufacturers similar to kind of like, let's say at Spinetti's you can get hot stamp chips with your initials on them. Let's say you want to do ABC, we can, at Spinetti's you can do ABC, similar hot stamp. So back in the day, similar thing with TR Paulson, Christy Jones, Bud Jones, and all of those other companies. You were able to custom order your own chips, and obviously they kept a record of everything. They kept the dies, they kept order cards for you. That's like, if you go on chipguide.com, you can see the actual order cards for the actual casinos. But then if, let's say, you're looking for something that might have been a home game chip, you can see the order cards for those. And it's really interesting stuff. So I have chips that were ordered back in 1959 that were for a personal home set. And I was just able to find some chips that were actually ordered in 1991 for a personal home set. Both of these being for TRK. Actually, all the chips in my hand, all of these chips here that we're going to talk about, they're all TRK. So it'll be a cool little interesting video today. But I just wanted to kind of hint on this little thing. So I'm sure plenty of people who are watching the video probably knew that back in the day you were able to order custom chips from these companies, but I'm sure there's probably a good portion of people that are just getting into the casino chip kind of realm and chipping world that probably didn't know this. So let's jump right into it. So like I said, I was just able to source a pretty nice interesting set that was ordered in 1991. To the information that I got just was for Robert Rivers in San Diego, California in 1991. So 7 different colors, 7 different denominations. Apparently some of them are non-denominational, which is interesting, so I'll have to kind of check the ones that I did get. But pretty simply put it, straightforward, talking about initials and stuff like that. There we go. So simply put it, he had his initials RER stamped onto the chips. And for example, like on this blue one, it's a $5 chip. And then we have a red one. It's going to be a $1 chip. Pretty interesting being a red and a blue for a 1 and a 5. I've never seen that before. Then we have a $10 blue chip. Then we have a $20 brown chip. And like I said, so these all have this RER on the front side. Then we have a 50 center. That one's pretty bright, but pretty nice. Then we have a $50, which is also pretty nice. It's going to be a little bright to see, but $50 chip. And then something I don't really see often is a $100 hot stamp TRK, which I just love the way the die looks. And there's something, I don't know, there's something about the TRK dies as far as the way that the denomination dies that I've always really liked. I don't know if it's just the way that the dollar sign is on both sides of the denomination or kind of what it is, but like the 1, I mean the 5. So that is this one set that I have, which I just got this week. So really excited about those. And generally speaking, when we are looking, or let's say these I guess the chips that were ordered for personal sets, they tend to be on the lighter side. So there may have been a point in some time where TRK might have done leaded, how would I say, leaded, like a home game leaded set. But generally speaking, I don't think I've really ever seen kind of personal chips that were leaded. Although, like I said, anything is possible if it says on the order card, generally super weighted or weighted, then we're looking at leaded chips. So like I said, I don't think I've really ever seen personal chips be leaded, but there's always a possibility. I'm sure it costs a little bit more, obviously, because you're using more material and you're using lead or whatever other, I guess we could say, minerals they were adding to the mixture, but anything's possible in the world. So then we have these chips that you guys have seen plenty of times, I'm sure. Now the interesting thing is, actually, I happened to look at the updated listing on Chip Guide regarding these chips, and it seems like they were actually used for a whole bunch of different orders. The same initials used on, I think I was looking at the order page, and there's probably at least 10 different orders that these the initials were used on. So these, I guess we could say that they weren't for, generally speaking, a personal set. I mean, they were for a personal set, but maybe the initials being in the way that they look, it looks like a die that they probably ordered, and maybe somebody really liked the way they had it, or let's say TRK had these cursive looking letters that maybe were a special option that somebody really liked and somebody really wanted to get them, so they happened to keep doing orders and orders and orders of them. So I think I happened to look, the first order was in like 1967, was it somewhere around there? And I think towards the end of the orders on these chips, they happened to be into the late 80s or early 90s. So they definitely made a whole bunch of these chipsets. So I'm sure there's plenty of them out there. I'm sure somebody out there has a set that they probably don't even know that there's more of. So yeah, it's really awesome. I think the very first time these were ordered, they were for a furniture company, and then people with the initials just kept ordering them. And I happened to notice that there was generally the same colors ordered. So there was white, the turquoise, and then the salmon color were pretty much on every single order. There happened to be, I think I might have seen black, I might have seen red, but I don't remember. I think I do remember seeing black on one of the order cards. So that's pretty awesome. So there's kind of an instance where the same initials could have been used on multiple different orders over the course of 15-20 years. Okay, we're back. I had a little technical issue. Turns out I ran out of memory on the memory card. So I happened to keep speaking the whole time throughout. I didn't know the memory card stopped, but we'll go ahead and do this again. So I believe I was getting at these HLA chips. So these HLA chips are the chips that I have that were ordered in 1959. These were ordered for Mrs. H.L. Andrews, who lived in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. And these are large crown chips, of course. These have a more so, I guess we could say an earlier hot stamp look to them. More of like a sans serif monoblock looking text. And obviously they're large crowns, so they're a little bit older. Doesn't generally mean that they're older, because large crown chips were stamped into, I believe, the 70s, late 70s. But these were ordered in 1959, like I said, for Mrs. H.L. Andrews, who lived in Phoenix, Arizona. And the way that I happen to get these and the set of them that I do have, I actually picked them up on eBay. And the interesting thing was they were in Canada. So, however, the chips did make it to Canada from 1959 up until modern day is beyond me. If they were sold in an estate sale and somebody happened to take them up to Canada with them, or who knows, the the traveling and the history behind the chips is kind of what intrigues me, and it ultimately makes the chipset, the chips, and all that stuff a little bit more cooler. Because if you think about it, a chip from Arizona ends up all the way in Canada. Same thing, let's say, for example, a chip from Finland. How does a chip from Finland make it to the US? Did somebody buy it from Finland? Did somebody actually go to Finland themselves and they got it there and they brought it back? There's all kinds of memories, all kinds of stories that are on with these chips, and kind of you can, I guess, find out or something like that. But yeah, that is gonna be the little personal set talk about these chips. Thankfully, the memory card I didn't lose too much, because the HLA chips were the last thing I did talk about. But like I said, all these were personal chips, and generally speaking, personal chips are not so far said as leaded. Most of the personal chips are around 8 grams a chip. Now, I'm not saying that there weren't personal chips that were leaded. There is a high possibility that there were some sets out there that were ordered with the weighted or super weighted option on them. But generally speaking, most, if not, I'm not going to say all, but generally most personal chipsets, as far as TRK goes, those are non-leaded. Now, let's say for Paulson, I guess it just ultimately depended on the colors, because different colors have different weights. Up until, I believe it was 98 was when they stopped doing leaded chips. I've made a video, I can put that in the corner here if you guys are going to want to go watch it. I believe it was 98 or towards the beginning of the 2000s when Paulson started to kind of fade out with the leaded chips. So there's a little bit different there. As far as TRK goes, most chips are non-leaded. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to kind of share with you guys that back in the day you were available, or you were it was possible to order chips from these chip manufacturers with a personal set. Usually it was around like a rack per color or per denomination. Sometimes you might have gotten away with maybe getting 75 of them, but generally speaking it was a rack. So like these hundreds, I'm not exactly sure as far as if there is a rack of them out there. I only have a few of them, so it'll be interesting to see kind of what information I get from the person that's helping me out with this. And yeah, so just wanted to talk to you guys about these, inform you, because I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that didn't know that you could get personal sets from casino chip manufacturers back in the day. And you could make them your way. You could get a custom die for them. You could get just straight initials on both sides. You could do initials denomination. Whatever your mind could have thought of back in the day, you could have done. So if you guys made it this far and you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like. Comment down below if you learned anything, if you know something, if you have a personal chipset from somewhere, or maybe your parents did. And if you made it this far, please consider subscribing, share the video with your friends, share with family, and share with the whole chipping community, because that would be awesome. Now, before we go, I do want to mention the CCA convention that is going to be at South Point in June, because it's about 2-3 months away now. This year's theme is Deuces Wild, so basically centering itself around $2 chips and $2 tokens, anything $2 basically, Deuces Wild. So you can find chips there, you can find tokens, ashtrays, playing cards, any type of casino memorabilia, it will be found there. I'll be there all 3 days. It's a 3-day convention, Thursday through Saturday. And yeah, it's just fun. You can meet people, meet vendors, buy, sell, trade, talk with people. There's seminars happening and all kinds of fun stuff. So hopefully I'll see some of you people there. If you're new, and let's say you're new to my videos, I highly suggest going there. If you're in Vegas during that convention, it's super fun, super friendly people, and overall just an amazing time. So thanks again for watching this. If you made it this far, really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Ain't nobody like me. Ain't nobody like me. Ain't nobody like me.